Hi everyone, and welcome to the Acts of Sweetness Kitchen. I'm your host, Erin Bolger, the Happy Baker. Now on this great summer day, we're gonna make a lovely cheesecake recipe. It's mini lemon blueberry cheesecakes using our great little mini cheesecake pan here and fresh seasonal blueberries. The mini cheesecakes are great to share and they're great to bring to a summertime fiesta. Okay, so we're gonna get started with our mini cheesecakes. What you wanna do is preheat your oven to 325 degrees. We're gonna place the base in our cheesecake pan, and if you don't have a mini cheesecake pan, you can also use a cupcake tin. It's gonna make about 24 cheesecakes. You just line your cupcake tin with cupcake liners. Now our base is 2 cups of graham crumbs, half a cup of melted butter, and half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Mix all that together and just place a little bit in the bottom. Try not to make a mess, but I always do. I'm a messy baker, the messy and happy baker. Okay, put a little bit in there. You can take, teaspoons actually work really well to push that base down. You want to push it down so it's nice, firm, flat and even. I finished off the base here in our little mini cheesecake pan. I'm gonna bake it in our preheated oven. It's been preheated 325 degrees for 5 minutes. Now, while that's baking, we're gonna make the cheesecake. So grab a large mixing bowl. You want 2 8-ounce packages of softened cream cheese. You want 2 cups of full-fat sour cream, 3 eggs, 1 cup of granulated white sugar. We have a teaspoon of vanilla, and we've zested 1 lemon. We're gonna use the zest in our cheesecake. So first thing you're going to do is take your softened cream cheese, and with your hand mixer on low speed, we're gonna just soften up the cream cheese and whip it a little bit. There we go. Okay. You can actually, with your spatula too, just break it up a little bit. Okay. Now we're just going to soften that. There we go. Okay. So we softened our cream cheese. What we're gonna do next is gradually add the granulated white sugar to our cream cheese. You're just beating on low speed. You don't wanna overbeat your cheesecake because it's gonna cause cracks. That's why we're using the full-fat sour cream as well. And I also use full-fat cream cheese because if you use the light one, you tend to get a little more cracks in your cheesecake. Just add a bit of that. Okay, so the sugars combined. Now we're gonna add our 3 large eggs, 1 at a time, and beating on low speed again after the addition of each egg. So just crack that in there. Okay, now we're gonna add in our sour cream, our vanilla, and our lemon zest. So we're just gonna stir that into the mixture. Okay, we got our vanilla here. We have our lemon zest, and then what we're gonna do is just spoon it into the cheesecake tins. And we're baking them in our preheated oven for about 20 to 22 minutes. They don't take very long to bake. You want to make sure that you don't have any large lumps. I'm going to hand mix this again just for a little bit. Fine lumps are okay, but just make sure there's nothing too big. Okay, cheesecake's looking good. We just have a few little bit of lumps, but I'm okay with that. Now I already have a tin that's all prepared with the crust. What I'm gonna do is just fill that up with the cheesecake and bake it in the preheated oven for about 20 to 22 minutes. You don't wanna overbake again or it is gonna cause cracks. But if you do get cracks, don't worry because we're gonna make a fantastic lemon blueberry sauce to go on top of it. Okay, so with a spoon, you can use whatever you wanna use. I like using a spoon like this. Just adding a little bit to fill up the top. Okay, to make our fresh blueberry topping, what you need is 2 cups of fresh blueberries. You need to zest and juice 1 lemon, and you need 2 tablespoons of granulated white sugar. Now you can also use frozen blueberries, but if you do that, I would suggest mixing 2 tips of cornstarch, dissolving it into the lemon juice, and then adding your frozen blueberries after that. So we're gonna add our fresh squeezed lemon juice into the saucepan, our lemon zest, get that all in there, our sugar, and then we have our blueberries. So over low to medium heat, we're just gonna bring this to a nice boil, just until the fruit breaks down and thickens up a little, and then we're gonna let it cool in the fridge. Once it cools, the topping will thicken up a little bit more. Okay, I've added all the ingredients here. I'm just gonna turn on my stovetop, low to medium heat. We're gonna bring it to a gentle boil. So our fruit has been broken down just a little bit. Now we're going to let it cool and then let it set in the fridge, and our topping is going to thicken up and it'll be perfect to dress our little mini cheesecakes. Our cheesecakes have cooled. We let them cool at room temperature for an hour and then in the fridge for about 4 hours until they're set. You can just pop it out of your little mini cheesecake pan. Our sauce is also cooled and thickened up in the fridge, and you just drizzle a little bit of the blueberry sauce on top. Like I said, they're perfect to share, and since we are gonna bring these to a little summertime fiesta, I would suggest a mojito. It's personally my favorite drink. The instant dissolving sugar is great for it because it dissolves into any cold beverage so you don't taste the granules. What you wanna do, grab a glass, some fresh mint, and I like sweet mint that has a little hint of lemon in there. Throw some in, and just to taste, I love mint, so I use a couple sprigs. It smells so good. So put your mint in there. Now what you're gonna do is take some fresh lime and just squeeze it in there. I do 1 lime per drink. Got that. And then we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of the instant dissolving sugar. And again, if you don't like it as sweet, you can do half a tablespoon, that will also work. And you can do it virgin or you can do it with some white rum. So, about 2 ounces. I'm just gonna eyeball it. I think that's about 2 ounces. Now you take your muddler, which we have here, and what you wanna do is just gently bruise the leaves. That's gonna release the mint flavor from the mint. So once you gently bruise the leaves and we've dissolved the sugar into our rum and into our lime juice, you're gonna just fill the glass up with ice, and then you're gonna top it up with a little soda water. Ooh. Top it up with a little soda water, sparkling water here. And then you can garnish with a little lime wedge like that. You can take another little sprig and just place that on top. Perfect drink for a summertime fiesta to accompany your little mini blueberry cheesecakes. Thank you so much for joining us in the Axe the Sweetness Kitchen. I'm your host, Erin Bolger, the Happy Baker. Please join us again soon for another great recipe.